All right, let's just jump right in. If you've ever spent time developing an immunoassay, you know the feeling, right? You spend weeks, maybe even months, chasing that perfect signal, that ideal sensitivity. But what if I told you the very method you're using, the one we all learned, is actually trapping you in a never-ending cycle of troubleshooting?
Does this sound familiar? You're playing assay whack-a-mole. You tweak the blocker, and hey, the background drops. But now your signal is in the basement. So you up the detection antibody. The signal comes back. But guess what? So does the background. You are constantly fixing one problem only to have a new one pop right up.
I'm here to tell you that's not just bad luck. It's not that you have a finicky antibody pair. No, it is a direct result of the optimization method itself. The problem isn't your assay, it's your approach.
So let's talk about this trap. It's so sneaky because it feels logical when you start, but it's the very thing that keeps so many projects from moving forward.
See, here's the thing. Immunoassays are not simple A plus B equals C systems. They are a complex web of interactions. Think of all the knobs you can turn: coating concentration, blocker choice, wash strength, incubation times. They're all connected. And when you turn one knob, it doesn't just have one single effect. It can quietly, behind the scenes, change the perfect setting for a totally different knob.
So what is this method that's causing all this chaos? Well, let's meet the usual suspect, a method that I'm willing to bet many of you are using right now.
It's called OFAT, one factor at a time. And the logic seems totally sound, doesn't it? You hold everything else steady, you test a range for just one thing, like your antibody concentration. You find the best one, great, you lock it in. Then you move on to the next thing, like the blocker, step by step, one by one, until everything is optimized.
And you know, there's a reason we all fall for OFAT. It's so seductive. It's super easy to get started with, it's simple to explain to the team, you don't need any fancy software, and best of all, it often gives you these really quick, satisfying wins early on. But those early wins, they're usually hiding a much, much bigger problem down the road.
So let's pull back the curtain and really look at why this seemingly logical approach almost always leads to fragile assays and just so much wasted time.
Okay, this is where it all falls apart. First, OFAT is completely blind to what we call together effects. It has no way of telling you that, hey, maybe the best blocker is totally different if you use a strong wash buffer. Second, it's just slow. Testing things one by one stacks up, and if you make a wrong choice early on, you might have to go back and rerun everything. And honestly, this last one is the real shocker. Your final protocol could be a total accident, depending entirely on the random order you decided to test things in.
And believe me, it gets worse. OFAT locks you into that whack-a-mole game, right? You're just fixing symptoms, not actually learning what drives your assay. It leads you to find these tiny, narrow sweet spots that look amazing on one perfect Tuesday, but then they completely fall apart the second you get a new lot of plates or someone else runs the protocol. You end up burning through expensive reagents, chasing things that probably don't even matter that much.
Okay, that's enough doom and gloom. The good news is there is a much, much smarter way to do this. So let's talk about the solution.
It's called Design of Experiments, or DOE. Now, don't let that name scare you off. You don't need to become a statistician. Just think of DOE as a smarter planning method. That's it. Instead of testing one thing at a time, you test a carefully chosen set of combinations all at once, so you can learn which factors really matter and, most importantly, how they work together.
And this table just lays it all out perfectly. OFAT serial, one after the other. It's focused on single factors. And its result is a narrow, fragile sweet spot. DOE, on the other hand, is parallel. It looks at combinations to understand those crucial interactions. And its goal isn't a sweet spot, it's a wide, robust performance zone, a protocol that can actually handle the real world.
So you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds good, but how do I actually do it? Let's walk through a super simple, beginner-friendly workflow you can try on your very next project.
First up, you have to define what good actually is for you. And don't just chase raw signal. Pick useful metrics, like signal-to-background ratio. Second, resist the temptation to test everything. Just pick 3 to 5 knobs you think are the biggest players. Then, pick realistic low and high settings for each one. Next, you run your planned set of combinations. After that, you confirm the best-looking results. And finally, and this is so important, you stress test the protocol to make sure it's actually robust.
And this is what that actually looks like. Instead of testing blockers first, then washes, then detection antibody in 3 separate experiments, you test all 8 of these combinations in a single run. Just one plate can tell you if your background issue is driven by the blocker or the wash strength, or maybe only a specific combo of the two. You learn so much more, so much faster. Now, of course, there are some common pitfalls. The biggest mistake by far is trying to test everything at once. Don't do it. Start small. Also, make sure your low and high settings are actually different enough to see an effect. And please, please don't just look at raw signal. An immunoassay is always a trade-off. And whatever you do not skip the confirmation and stress testing steps. That's how you build a method you can actually believe in.
So, after all of this, what's the real payoff? Why should you change the way you've always done things? Well, it all comes down to one really important word. This quote just nails it. The goal isn't to get the best possible signal one time, under perfect conditions. The real goal is to get a protocol that is forgiving, one that still works even when the little things in the lab inevitably change.
So here's the bottom line. Instead of searching for a single fragile peak of performance, DOE helps you map out a wide, robust zone where your assay works well. This is how you escape the whack-a-mole trap for good. You learn faster, you build better assays, and you end up with methods that you and your whole team can actually trust.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Take a look at your current optimization strategy. Are you building a protocol that's designed to work perfectly on one good day? Or are you building one that's designed to work reliably every single day? Think about it. The answer could change everything.